Basically, the story follows four women as they dissociate themselves and escape to an orchard, and they escape from the coup d'etat that was happening in Iran at the time. And they kind of um, come away from this political side and they escape to an orchard that's kind of like a mystical place where they can separate themselves and find independence. And we see the stories of these four women progress. I had a problem with part of the story. Um, there are four characters: Munis, Faize, uh, Farokagala, which I'm sorry if I can't pronounce that, and Zareen or Zarin. And one of the characters, Munis, she died or, well, committed suicide during part of the film and was resurrected. And up until that point, I was, I thought everything in the film was factual because this was an actual event that happened historically in Iran. And up until that point, I was like, what is going on here? This person cannot come back from the dead. They acted like it was a resurrection, but I wasn't like, was she dead to begin with? Why was she laying in the ground? That's bizarre. So I don't quite get what was going on there. I really like the four main women characters in this film. They seem pretty strong. You see the development of how these women are kind of treated sexistly, and then you see them retreat into the orchard together and they kind of build each other up and find their independence. And the dialogue was a little difficult for me to understand, I guess, because it's a foreign film. That's to be expected. It's in a different language, it's translated. It, it was just a little rocky for me as far as dialogue goes, but I think the character development was alright, and you just really see how the orchard and escaping from kind of Iran as a political atmosphere changes them. This was the most beautiful film I think I've ever seen, to be honest. I think you could pause the film at any moment and take a picture of it, and it would be stunning. I mean, I want to know how they did it. I know it was shot in Morocco, but I just want to know how they filmed everything. There were these slow motion parts, especially when Munis was killing herself or jumping off the roof, and she was falling, and it's just, you could see the slow motion falling. It was just stunning. Everything was beautiful. The orchard was so mystical and magical looking, and it was the most beautiful film I've ever seen. And I'm jealous that I couldn't make something like that. But I guess because Shireen comes from a visual arts background, that it really helps as far as that goes. I mean, I'm sure she was probably a perfectionist and she is an artist. So that was a really cool perspective to kind of bring in. Without her coming in to describe it, I would have been really lost. This film took 7 years to make, which is really crazy. And I guess because it's adapted, and since Shireen hadn't had any experience screenwriting before, doing anything like that, she really had to work hard to make this all come together. And I'm sure with the cinematography and the budget and everything, since it's a period film, it took a lot of money and time and resources. But overall, um, I think it came out really well. She said that it did pretty good in Iran, even though it was sold on the black market because it was it was a political film. And I think it was really cool that she made it, and I'm really glad we got to watch it in class because it's nice to see a foreign film, but not only that, see a film that comes from a different background of a visual artist.